Yo, I really love that intro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really love that intro. Um, I don't know what happened with that. I'm gonna get another couple intros because my people's hooked me up. But at the end of the day, that's a fire ass, calm ass intro. What's up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody can hear me. It's Big Game James. I'm back in these streets. I'm back in these house streets downstairs in the basement streets. Yeah, I'm in the basement. Yeah, I'm in the basement. So what? Let's go. I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be all hyped up. I'm not even trying to be hyped up because of draft or anything. I'm just hyped up because let's get it. What's up, Angie? What's up, Matthew? Oh, I'm already giving a B plus, B plus, B plus. J, was it Toia? Toia? If I can say it right, that's the one I'm excited about. My big token. That's the one I'm excited about. That's the main one. You know, everybody love Booker. That's cheap trenches if you're talking about it. Yeah, I was worried, seventh round. Is he that good? I've been watching a lot of stuff on him. 6'2", legit 343, Togan. Brothers, Togan. Feel me? Brothers played defensive line at San Jose State. One of his cousins played rugby. You feel me? Dog. That's the one I'm excited about. You feel me? I can't start getting loud when I get loud. My thing messes up. But yeah. No, I will. I think I have seen incentives. Is it with the two guys? The two guys and they're like brothers or something? Tell me if that's true. But I'm gonna show you some stuff too. But listen, I want to say this. Angie said, "Give us the real." I'm gonna give you the real, but do y'all really want to hear the real? Y'all gonna think I'm crazy? It's the truth. Listen, man. When I'm telling you about this Libra gang thing, I ain't no astrologist weirdo. Look at the signs every day. It gears my life. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I talk about is the background. I do believe those backgrounds are real. So, I check backgrounds, and it actually helps me to manage and talk to people and be able to meet people and understand people because I can understand the background. When I can understand the background, I look at the traits of the background. And a lot of times those traits of the background do match up with your sign. Whether you believe that or not is true, I'm not one of those weird, goofy people I'm very down to earth real. So I check those things and it really lines up to the people, and then you can really manage the people and talk to the people where they're at because you can understand how they are kind of act as a person, and you can deal with them. So fact of the matter is, when I first heard, and this is my quick excerpt about Brian Schottenheimer and why I keep talking about him, I'm going to show a clip from Jake Ferguson. He just said today, Jake Ferguson said, "Hey, every time I'm in the hot tub or I'm icing up, he's always coming by and saying what's up. He's always coming by and saying, talking to me. He's always, asking me what's up. He said, I can tell he loves the guys. He loves football. He knows football. He loves football. And he said, that's the type of guy I can buy into. You know what I mean? I mean, the wide receiver group, I'm going to keep it real. I'm like a lot of y'all, Let's just be honest, though. Can we be honest with ourselves? And I'm not taking up for the front office. Y'all think I am. You need to get away from this show. They wanted to get Ted McMillan, but were they going to trade up and lose assets to get Ted McMillan? I wouldn't have did that neither. They were hoping he fell to them. They were going to take a receiver. Then in the second round, I believe they were going to get Luther Burden. I really believe they were going to get Luther Burden. He was sitting there. I believe they would have got him over Donovan Ezeiruaku. In my heart, I do believe that. It didn't happen. The Bears snatched him right before Dallas. I believe they were going to get Alfred Collins as the defensive tackle from Texas. San Francisco got him the pick right before them. So, like they say, when people take players you want, you got to have a full board. If they take this player, this is the next player we're going to go after. So I'm sure they had a Ezeiruaku right after that, and you're not mad at that. So, yes, when you ask me, Angie, how do I feel about the receiver room? I don't feel like it's great. I still feel like you should go get a Keenan Allen, like we've been talking about, hashtag Keenan Allen. Because if you got a Keenan Allen and you got the money to do it, you got CeeDee Lamb with a veteran receiver who's only like 32. It ain't like he's 36, 37. Keenan Allen's only like 32. Speed was never his predicate. That was never his game. His game was he's a big receiver. His route running, his hands, he's meticulous. He's a big body receiver. He really can kill you in so many ways, but speed was never his thing. So, but when you're pairing him against with a CD Lamb, that makes that room so much better. Now that's why it's important to get this free agent. So yes, the room is lacking that opposite free agent, in my opinion, because I don't trust a Mingo. I like the attributes, but I ain't never seen no Mingo. You know what I'm saying? And but to my to not to his defense, but who was Jonathan Mingo playing with as a quarterback? Nobody. He wasn't playing with a Dak Prescott. I ain't making no excuses for no Mingo, but I'm just saying he ain't have no good quarterback play over there. So maybe that helps him. And I said in the video, if you got a full offensive line that's good, it can give Dak that protection up the middle. You got a tight end who's motivated. He's trying to get a contract too. You got some speed back there with Blue. You feel me? Everything goes right. If you got Keenan Allen, if you got that vet who's still sitting out there, what's up, Popeye Peach? And I'm gonna post that for you. Yeah, no, I talked to Mike this today. We were actually going to do a show today, but he has his anniversary. Happy anniversary to you, dog. So that's the reason why he's chilling. We're going to do the draft tomorrow. I don't give a hell how mad he is. I was cool with the draft as far as how it happened. I understand the speed receiver and all that stuff, but as I told y'all, they were lacking that defensive tackle when I made that video until they got Toia or Toia. If I need to make sure I'm saying that name right because I don't want to be disrespecting. He's a big old token, and I love what he is doing. 6'2", 343. That's what I'm talking about. But the room, Tolbert is what he is. Tolbert is like a 3 now. We understand what Tolbert is. Tolbert is like a 3. He gonna get you. I think Tolbert really good in that red zone. Tolbert to get you sneaky catches. You feel me? You know, but Tolbert ain't no 2 guy that he's you going to him if CD cover you going to Tolbert. This is just from me. Jalen Brooks is just he's a jag, like Steve Smith say, but it's no disrespect. But he'll make some catches here and there, but you're not going to him. Turpin is he's your factor, your whatever you call factor, your X factor. You can use him in multiple ways. He's your X factor. You know what I mean? Mingo would be the guy that you're pushing. So I would say get that bet and then add the Mingo, and then it's better. Don't put Mingo as, he's our number 2. That's too much. I don't know if I think that might be too much pressure, but maybe he steps up. I don't know. What's up, everybody? Yes, attitude. He frees up. Oh, dog. I was watching that UCLA. Nice. But I want to talk to you about Schottenheimer right quick. I got off topic. I want to talk to you about Schottenheimer right quick and why you should be excited about him. I'm not saying that I keep on saying, I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. I'm not saying this Cowboys team is going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying you should be happy about the coach you have because it is Libra game. What I just heard my guy Dan Rogers, we did a show. He's super Cowboy guy, but what he said about the coach, man, I just like how I'm like, I should just post it. I don't know if you can hear this. Okay, let me see. Let me go. All right, so tell me if y'all can hear this. This is what he gonna say. This is what Jay.
I'm in the Colts. I'd be talking to me. To me, it's all about relationship. I've ever had a head coach come down every single time. To me, it's all about relationship. I don't think I've ever had a head coach come down every single time I'm in the Colts. I'd be talking to me. You can tell he loves the game of football and he loves the guys he's coaching. That's something I can easily buy into. So I'm just really excited and happy his HE double hockey sticks to go in there every single day.
Okay, and then I know this is super Cowboy guy, but what he says is just true. This is super Cowboy guy, but I like what he says about here. Right down. This is what he says. I had Danny Phantom, Dan Rodgers on my show a couple of times. He's super Cowboy, But we have good talks. When we talk, we have good dialect because I always be feeling like, oh, you always front office, front office, front office. But when we talk, he's not always front office. He does agree with a lot of things I say, but we do have a few disagreements, and one of the things is draft time and of that nature. But this is why I be talking about y'all with Libra Gang. This is why y'all should feel good that this might be the coach that actually can really might do something with Dallas. And it says, the more I listen to Brian Schottenheimer talk, the more I feel good about this team's future. He's really dialed in, no rhetoric, no fakeness. You ain't pump faking. We don't fake it. We ain't about that fake life. And the front office seems to have an order about them, right? Because you know why he's meticulous? Because this is his chance. Just like I feel like he's embodied my spirit. Like my spirit has embodied him. Like this dude is literally 1 year younger than me, and his birthday is 1 day after mine. I feel like we have the same spirit because I see how he talks and how he interacts, and I be feeling like, damn, when I'm dialed in and like that, I'm like, we're like that. So I'm like looking at how he approaches things. So I'm like, I remember how they were on air, but anyway, I haven't seen this in a while. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But the vision that they have a vision and they're sticking to it. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna show this tab instead. This is the Cowboys from because they got an A+ from PFF, and I'm gonna show some other things. But just what he's saying, okay? Just what he's saying, y'all. What's good, everybody? What's good? Just what he's saying right here is what I'm trying to tell y'all. There's an order. There's a realness. You heard Jake from State Farm, Jake Ferguson say, I ain't never had a coach who always, every time I see him, he's saying, what's up? Good. Like, it makes me, who's dialed in, who loves the game, who knows the game. Brian Schottenheimer's dad, we know about Marty, so he knows the game of football, right? He's meticulous. And then he said, hey, there was a time where people reached out to me where I possibly could have had an opportunity, but maybe I didn't feel like I was ready for that at that time. So I wanted to continue to grow, wanted to continue to learn, wanted to continue to understand the whole ins and outs of this game before I really put my foot into it. That's the same way I'm with a high school coaching right now. I coached youth football for over 15 years. I had an opportunity to coach high school football like about 6 years into it. My oldest son, I was coaching him. One of my coaches actually went to this high school called East High School. He became the head coach, and he hit me up. He was like, Jay, I want you to come with me. I want you to be the defensive back coach. I was geeked up. I was hyped up. I was like, I always wanted to coach high school football. But I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I was coaching youth football. We was winning games. You know what I'm saying? We had won a championship. Our teams have been successful. We had a lot of good players, like players that are playing college football and beyond. So I was like, ooh, I want to do it, but I just didn't feel like I was ready. And I turned down the offer. I ended up running my own organization, taking over the organization, running my own team. We were successful. And I feel like I grew more as a coach. I understood how the organizations are run from the behind the scenes. I understood how the money happened. I didn't get to understand that when I was just a coach, but once I became the owner of an organization and actually running it, I understood everything about it and the coaching part of it. So it helped me grow as a coach. It made me feel better. So now the opportunity is here again for me to coach high school basketball, which possibly would be football. And I've been telling people about that. So I feel like now I'm ready to take a hold of it. And now I feel like if I get the opportunity, which I put my foot in my hat in the door with this particular school I call games for, if that door opens for me to be able to coach, I know I'm going to absolutely destroy it. You get what I'm saying? I know I'm absolutely going to destroy it because I prepared myself. I didn't feel like I was prepared then. I prepared myself, and now mentally, everything, I'm ready. And I know once I hit that floor, we're going to change things. I know for a fact that if I get this head coaching, I want to be assistant coach, start with junior varsity because I know the talent. I want to start off low at the totem pole, but if I get my foot in the door, then y'all pray for me to coach this high school basketball team I've been wanting to do. It's over. We're going to run the league. We're going to take over. I know so many kids out here still. And when I coached these kids, and this is what I'm going to just parlay with what Schottenheimer's going to do with these players. I'm going to correlate it with me. And I want y'all to really listen to it because it's the truth. Really listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I coached kids for 14 years, and I coached like the 8th, 9th graders, guys, kids, 7th, 8th graders really getting ready to go hit high school, right? I knew a lot of these kids when they was babies. They just roll with me. Dogs. I had some dogs. But the point of the matter is, I was real with them. I was meticulous. A lot of these coaches that in youth football, they was not having actual playbooks. They were not. They were just using talent. We were actually studying film. I mean, we were. I'm trying to tell you, bro. We was going to a whole nother level. That's why we was undefeated, whooping teams. But my kids was riders for me. Feel me? And to this day, my kids I coach for probably 25, 26 years old now. I see these kids in the streets out of nowhere. Coach Jay, what's up? I remember when we was playing football back in the day. I remember. That's what they always talk to me about. You know what I mean? That's all they talk to me about. You know why? Because I was real to them. I have real conversations. We always kept it real. I never sugarcoated anything with them. We always kept it real. Always had good conversations. Parents, all that. We always kept it real, and we just had real conversations. And whenever we worked out, whenever we trained, whenever we went to practices, I worked out with them kids. I never told them to do anything that I wouldn't do. Like, so if I told them to run, I ran with them. If I told them to do them push-ups, I did them push-ups with them. So they could never look at me and say, Coach Jay don't do that. And that's why I got more respect from them, and that's why I feel like they went harder for me, and they played harder for me, and I feel like that's why they never forgot, because I didn't care about them just for football. I cared about their lives. We had real conversations. I cared about their lives, and they knew I cared. They knew I cared. I always checked up on them. You know what I'm saying? I always looked out for them. They knew it. It was real life football, and that's why my kids still love me to this day. So what am I correlating, doing all this talking to? I wasn't trying to make this about me. I wasn't pumping me up, but I'm correlating this to Schottenheimer because I feel like he's liver gang with me. He's gravitating these players. He's already got these people in these streets. I see him on Twitter saying, oh, I love how Schottenheimer's building relationships. I already made a video and told y'all about that. Shout out my dog, Julius Wood. Yes, because he's going to get the breakdown for me for Shavon Revel. You know what I mean? But this guy is going to build these relationships. I'm not saying Mike McCarthy didn't have relationships with these players in the locker room. Not saying that, because I seen Dak say, hey, I want Mike back to be able to do his thing. You know what I mean? But Schottenheimer's going to take it to a different level, y'all, because he really does care. It's different. I think Mike McCarthy was real paranoid in his tenure with Dallas. Was a lot of just weird stuff kind of going on. Schottenheimer got to see all that. Y'all forget Schottenheimer was there when all that was happening. He got to see all that. And he can learn from that. He can learn what to do, what not to do. Learn how to move, learn how not to move. Learn how I can get this, how I can get that. That gang is perspective. And Jerry's a Libra. That's why they talk so long and always are feeling each other. But the whole point of the matter is, he is going to change the culture because it's the realness. These players want people to be real with them. A lot of these coaches be faking, pump faking. It's about just jobs on the line. I apologize. I've been talking all along. I need to get my guys. Okay. Shout out to you, Popeye P, for the $2 check on your boy. He mad, I know, but he'll be all right. And people said, I said he wants high character guys. That's why I feel like you didn't see Isaiah Bond. Maybe the last regime drafts Isaiah Bond because of that speed or late round, and then everybody's jumping up and down. But I feel like Brian Schottenheimer was staying true to that. Nah, I ain't bringing that type of guy. We can get other guys in here that are just as good as him, and I ain't doing that stuff because I need a guy on the field. I can't worry about a guy if he's already getting trouble off the field, that when I need him the most, he getting in trouble. I can't trust him, so I'm not going to draft him. I can find another dude who got talent who ain't getting in trouble. What's wrong with that? And people try to play me like, oh, Jason Garrett part 2. There ain't no Jason Garrett part 2. Jason Garrett was never real with these players. I done heard so many players saying that fake stuff about Jason Garrett. Maybe he might be meticulous, all that and stuff, but so is Brian Schottenheimer, but it's real on this side. So they ain't the same. And think about it. Garrett won a lot of games over here, and that motherfucker wasn't real. He won a lot of games over here, and I'm praying because I really think it's gonna work. I don't know what's gonna take Dallas. I don't know where it's gonna take Dallas, but I know he's gonna be a successful coach here. I don't know to what extent it's gonna be successful. I don't know that, but he's going to have the players behind him. That's for sure. He's gonna have the coaching staff behind him. And I said that's going to carry this team in the long run. I'm trying to tell y'all. No, he didn't. Jason, that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all, in my heart, y'all just delusional with that Jason Garrett shit. Like, Jason Garrett ain't never do nothing like that. No, Jason Garrett, you see his interviews? Jason Garrett was never like that in his interview. He was him and Jason Garrett are night and day in their interviews. No, there's nothing wrong with having high character guys. There's nothing wrong with saying that when you got a real coach. I'm sure every coach wants to have a high character guy. And if you're a guy that don't, I don't know. When I coach, I don't want no badass kids. I know I might have some, but we're gonna if I'm not gonna kick them off the team because they bad, but I'm not intentionally looking for no badass kids because I know they might not show up for practice when I need them. They might not show up for the game, or they might flip out. They might be a nuisance in practice. I had to kick out a couple kids in practice and never could play for me again. So no, I don't want that. If I don't have to get that, what's wrong with getting the talent? And that don't mean you're a Garrett guy because you're doing that. That means you're like, guess what? It's 2025 and that internet is crazy. So if you're doing a lot of stuff now here on that internet, dog, we don't need that. Look at all these people getting in trouble on the internet. We know it's true. We know it's real. It's a whole different world than when I was seeing football. It's a whole different world. So a lot of I'm a respect that he don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't care if you think it's football or not. I know that. I'm not a dummy. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no politics. I don't think he's playing politics because I feel like the best people are gonna play. But let me get off that and let's talk about this draft because I don't want nobody in their fields. Let's talk about this draft. All right, so obviously PFF, you know, I don't listen to everything they say about their breakdown of grades. He earned a 90.7 pass rushing grade or his EPA. I don't listen to that shit. So just go look at the tape and tell me what I see. So all I seen was Tyler Booker when I watched him. You can read about him. He is a mauler. And I think, when they didn't get McMillan, I was more thinking Booker because I didn't want to reach for Golden. I thought it was a reach after that point. I know in my videos I said I was going to take Golden over McMillan. I was battling back and forth because at first when me and Mike White did a show, I said, hell no, I'm not taking no Golden at 12. I think that's a reach. I think that's too much. Then I just said, we do need that speed. And watched him in the games. He do get touchdowns. I think I was trying to talk myself into the pick. I think teams do that. I was trying to talk myself into Matthew Golden at 12. Then I just kept looking at Golden, and I'm looking at Ted. I'm looking at Golden. I'm looking at Ted. I'm like, something about McMillan keep wanting me to take him over. And then once he was gone, it's like, I don't want Golden at 12. Where Green Bay got him, I think he'll be good. You know what I mean? He'll think he'll be real good right there. But what Dallas is trying to do, especially the biggest thing, is Dak Prescott. He's not mobile like he used to be. When I see Dak Prescott, he labors. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Diggs because they're saying that Revel's going to be ready for the start of training camp. So we'll see. He's going to start on the PUP, physically unable to perform list. But then they said he's going to be ready by camp. So I don't know if he's going to be able. No, I'm not going to say that because y'all got to understand. He hurt that knee last September. So he hurt at the beginning of the last season. So this ain't 1995, y'all, where you got to wait another. No, that's not true. I've seen countless people. That's not the same. You know what I mean? That's not the same thing. If you always off after a year, damn near a year, he'll be okay. He'll be okay. I don't want them to push him on the field, but I don't want to wait to go week 12. No, he'll be ready before then. We'll see what happens with Diggs, but Tyler Booker, I think that was a great pick. You need to protect in the middle. Dak can't run no more, in my opinion. I don't even want Dak to run. Like when I watch Dak, like I want Dak to run. When I see the openings, then I'm like, damn, I don't want Dak to run because he look like it hurts when he runs, and then he gets hurt. So he need the middle of that pocket good. So Tyler Booker was a great pick. You got three 330s right in front, nasty beam. have the attitude. The edges can be okay. Please step up your game. Tyler Guyton, if you get bigger and stronger, um, really mindset, really have that mindset, you can be great. And Terrence Steele, I mean, he was undrafted. He is what he is. Terrence Steele is what he is. Like, we saw how good Terrence Steele could be, which we saw it. I think that's where you're going to see Terrence Steele. He doesn't get any better than that. Like, that's where Terrence Steele was, and he won't climb above that now. I feel like he has a ceiling as a player. So, but you got a lot of depth. That's a good thing. But you want that starting combo, and you want it young and nasty, and it would be. That starting lineup is young. That's what you want. Like, you don't want a whole bunch of old guys on the offensive line. So you really have a lot of young offensive linemen on that team, and I'm excited about that. What's good? What's good? Common Sense Lab. Um, I hope so. GP Johnson. I hope we finally look at Izzy. I think that's why they re-signed him. I think, I feel like they played him on purpose so he can get value out there in the streets. That's just my opinion. So they can bring him back on the low. But I feel like you got to play this dude. You got to be able to get him on the field because when he played, he produced. He wasn't a bad player on the field. And your cornerback room is lacking, but I wonder where they're going to move him. Is a safety, as a corner, like, because they always flip and flopping him because he had that versatility at South Carolina where he could play. So I feel like they have to figure out like one main spot with him, keep him there, and let him be good because that size is like 6'4" for legit, like 6'3", 6'4", and he could play in that slot. So um, yeah, he hasn't been the same, JV, but I feel like he's manageable. You know what I mean? And when the whole line plays good, he tends to play good. And this will be year 2 off the ACL. Um, it is what it is. They need him. I don't think they should cut him. I think they should take him one more year and then figure out from after that point. But they got their nucleus in them 4, and I feel like they should build from there. But yeah, Tyler Booker, I love that pick right there. And then you go down to Ezeiruaku, Donovan Ezeiruaku. Um, Honestly, I had read about him. Hadn't seen a lot of things about him. It's because I was like really not focused on edge being like second round pick. To be honest with you, I was thinking what was you know, running back, receiver, maybe defensive tackle because I know that like Collins. I knew that he wanted to get an edge, but I don't know. But Ezeiruaku was being really talked about, and I really started paying attention to him. I really watched that tape. I looked at highlights, but then I just really watched tape of him. Um, he's really good. Um, he's really good, and that's why I want this guy to be good for Dallas. That's why I want this guy right here. I want that guy right there. I ain't paying him none of this. So that's the guy I want to be good right there. That's the guy I want to be good right there. Him. They should. So if they sign Keelan Allen, we'd be happy right now. But that's the guy right there. That's the guy I want to be good because that's who I've been crying about. And he ain't 325, he's 343. You know what I mean? Toia is very difficult to move. Let's go right here. I'm even go to right here and show this instead because this guy right here, Lance Zierlein, hey, I don't really, I read a lot of people, but I don't be paying attention to a lot of people I read. But this guy right here, he's been an analyst for the NFL Network for a long time. His projections damn near be spot on. What he breaks down damn near be spot on, and I've been following him for a very long time. So now I'm like, I trust what he says. I trust my own eyes, but I love looking at people who know it more than me and who can explain it. And this is one guy. I don't know if he played football. I don't know if he coached football. I don't know, but I would hope you did because this mother sucker be on point and who he be picking. So I want to go down here and I want to talk about Jet because to me he's the key. We're talking about all this offensive line, all this stuff. Nah, this guy is the key to me. I'm going right over here. What round is he? Is he the 7th round? Yeah. Now, this is the number I was like, ugh, I don't like seeing this. 5.80 average backup or special team. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Damn it. That's what I like seeing right now. That's what I want to see right there. Little shorter arms. That's what they said that'll hurt them. You feel me? We'll look at it right here. This is what I was saying. Miscellaneous. I don't want to get in trouble. I hope they don't play my video like that. Right here. I'm reading a profile. Grew up Tonga. Bro, what Tonga you gonna see be handling their business? What Tonga you don't see handling their business? Play rugby as a youth. Them Tongas, them Samoans, them Tongans, they're different. Played rugby as a youth, brother. I ain't gonna say the name. Played D-line at LSU and Baylor before becoming a third-round pick of the Browns in the 2023 draft. His brother played D-line at San Jose State. His other brother played rugby in New Zealand. His cousin Stanley played D-line at USC and then Arizona. That's what I'm saying. That's yeah. You feel me? That's what I'm saying right there. He's the key to me. Him. That's what I've been wanting. And now I ain't gonna lie. Now let's look at the breakdown right here. Now look at the breakdown. I love the breakdown about him. 3-year starter with the build and mentality to play nose tackle in odd or even fronts. Toia, that's what it is. That's what I think it is. Toia. That's what I think the last name is. Toia carries a girthy base and is heavy into first contact. He has the power to give good resistance against all form of blocks that come his way, but a lack of length, I was talking about the arms, makes him more of a space eater than a block beater, if y'all understand that. He pummels single block protection with violent club moves for sporadic pressures, but is unlikely to get home because of that girth, right? He'll need to improve his block recognition and fine-tune his take on until be his best version of a two-down run defender. Opens rush edge with violent slaps and club moves. Brings nose tackle thickness to the field. Good aggression at every effort level on each snap. That's the key right here. Good aggression and effort level on each snap. Here's the key, y'all, to me. If we could get him with that size, just to be nasty. Be nasty, be with a 7th round nasty guy. If we could get him to do that, add the Mozzie's or whatever, or and then now you got your Osa. Well, we got ain't Osa from UCLA? Osa from UCLA too. Oh, y'all need to be bonding, dog. Y'all need to be loking up. If he from isn't he from UCLA too? Mm-hmm. And he look. These are analysts. These are analysts before they get picked. He already picked Tyler Booker. He picked him. This dude be telling you, be spot on. That's why I be like listening to him. Let's go to this draft track. Let's see what he was talking about with oh, I like what he said about Revel. Hold on. My boy would play with him. See, that will eventually be a plus starter, I believe. Look at that. Full 6'2", 194. I'm kind of a dog. I see why people was hyping up. I was hearing a lot of chatter about him. And look at that value. That's why everybody said Dallas won that draft. Oh, they met a couple times, Marcus. I love that. Justin Rogers, yes. What's up, T Smooth? What's up, X Wyman? What's good? But right here, this is why everybody is hyped about Revel. For real. He's supposed to go round 1 or 2, and Dallas got him in the 3rd. But this is what they see. I'm telling you, what he be saying about him is real. I like how he words his wordplay in here because it gets you excited about the player. His wordplay is great. When he says enticing blend of length and top end speed, that gets you excited about the player. That's why I like how he writes, how he puts his words together, and how he really breaks down the player in his words. It really makes you understand the player, because you can watch the player and then you can kind of look what he says and, hey, I ain't even trying to hype you line, but I'm giving you a great plug. The wordplay is good with the tape. So I watch a lot of the tape, and then I see what he kind of says with it in my own mind, but have my own thoughts. Kind of like when I talked to Boss, when he said some certain things, like when he really gave that breakdown of Arizaku, I really was like, ooh, let me really watch what he really said, and then really place it with my own thoughts, and then see what his thoughts are, and then, okay, yeah, this dude might be really good. That's what I'm feeling like. So when I see this enticing blend of length and top speed, and he had two interceptions before he got hurt. He played 3 games before he tore his knee up, had 2 INTs already. But just read what it says about him. Big, long, fast, and physical receptors that stand out in this East Carolina corner. Revel is leggy when matching press release, but he's disruptive once he can get his hands on the wideout. True story. But his measurables, explosiveness, and upside give him a good chance to become an early starter. True story. I kind of snuck one right here. Yeah, I ain't feeling that kind of confidence. I'm feeling like somebody who's a lot more explosive than that. You know what I mean? So, all right, Zerline. All right, let's see what you said about, because I like what you said. So let me go here. Kind of know what you said about it. Ooh, I like what he said about Arizaku. Ooh, that hurt me, y'all. That hurt. These two hurt me, y'all. That was crazy. That one hurt me, y'all. It's Shamar James, but I don't know nothing about no damn Shamar James. That hurt me, y'all. Trevion Henderson going to New England, that one hurt. Luther Burden, that because I thought he was gonna make it. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, he might actually fall. And then these hoes, I don't care nobody said, them was some hoes when they did that. They said, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. Right there. When they did that whole ass move, because Dallas was going to take Alfred Collins. That was a 100% guarantee they were taking Alfred Collins as their DT. Can't nobody tell me anything different. They had already talked to him at the combine, brought him in one of the 30 visits, and they probably already knew San Francisco was probably trying to get him. There was some holes, and they picked him right before Dallas. They knew Dallas wanted him, and they did it. You know what I mean? That hurt me though. But let's see what he says about Arizaku, because Arizaku is a dog for sure. Them arms. See, people talk about the weight, but you remind me of Randy Gregory in a way, but with the head. The mind frame is a little bit different than a Randy Gregory coming out of school. You know what I mean? A little bit different with the mindset. I watched him. He is nasty, dog. Like and and what the thing that they was talking about Arizaku was when he came into college, they said he was only like 205 pounds. They said he was only like 205 pounds and he got bigger. And they said he had his work ethic is out of this world. Like he is a guy that works on his craft. His mindset. Like I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about this one. I can't lie to y'all and say I'm not excited about this one. I'm excited about this one. When I first heard it, I was like, ah. But it only took like 2 minutes for me to switch. And then when I watched the tape, I was like, oh boy, what was you mad at? Will be good, a good starter within 2 years. Yeah, good measurables. A little undersized, as you see, 248. But they said he could be a stand-up linebacker in the 3-4 or the conventional edge. But they, watch his tape. He does get swallowed because you got a 300-something pound. But he is so good with his instincts. That's what I like about him. He's very instinctual. Like he can see when those offensive linemen are trying to swallow him, get their hands on him. He knows moves, counter moves, but he's quick to slip from those and make plays. The guy can make plays. I wish I have. Next time I'm gonna do a show, I'm gonna show the college all 22. I don't think they'd be hating on it. I'd be worried like when you show the all 22, sometimes they be trying to hate on it. So that's the only reason why I'm not gonna show it right now, because I could definitely just want to go to one of his games and show his tape. So I'm gonna figure out that next time, incorporate it, and if you want to jump in and we just watch some tape, that's cool. They got something right there, but I don't trust that because they'll show that and be like, flag me. I ain't trying to get flagged right now. But just look at him. I was a little concerned in 2023. He had, only had 2 sacks. That sacks ain't everything, but I was just concerned. Like, I mean, he was killing it these other years, right? 3 sacks, 8.5, and then he just had 2. Started all 13 games, 6 tackles, 6.5 tackles for us. So I was just concerned why that happened. And he just exploded the next year. So I was just wondering, like, we had to. Going good in that 2023, it was just real. That was just real. So I'm trying to go back in that year and kind of watch that. But 16.5 sacks, you know what I mean? I think he had 21 half tackles for losses. Went crazy. But here's the thing that, he was supposed to go second. I think that's a good comp right there. What y'all think about that comp? I think that's a good comp. Yes, he's very good. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. So he was round 1 guy. It says slightly undersized outside linebacker for a 3-4 front with long arms of plus athleticism. Ezeiruaku uses every bit of his length paired with aggression to mitigate size differences at the point of attack. He gets engulfed, who we talked about at times, but typically separates from or slips blocks cleanly, which you can definitely see when he's coming off the ball. He's quick off the snapbacks, using bend and agility to win at the top of the rush or make stops in the backfield, which you will see when you watch the tape on him. That's why I'm saying next video I'm going to have a tape of all these guys. Just want to make sure I don't get in flags. Maybe acting weird. His hands exploit small advantages to turn them into big ones. He has a variety of ways to challenge protection, though he's still learning his craft, to craft his plans. Ezeiruaku's play demeanor, skill, and athletic talent are the underpinnings of a productive starter with 3 down value. Great wordplay. You can see the good, the bad. You can see the strengths. You can see the weaknesses right here on this player. But very good breakdown of him. And if you really watch the tape of him, you'll really see a good player coming at you. You know what I mean? I'm really excited about him as a player. I think he really can be a big addition to it. So let's go to this is who I want to go to right here. Jaydon Blue, because I got to watch him a lot this year. He is undersized, but man, he got that juice. He got that juice, and we need that juice. Just keep him healthy. Don't fumble the ball. But Zerline said something to me that if they exploit this, he's going to be amazing in Dallas. This is going to be, how we need the receiver play. He'll be that sneaky juice and be going crazy. This is what it says, and I totally agree with it. Shout out to my guy right here before I say anything, Ty Hamilton. He's an Ohio State kid, but he's actually a Pickerington North kid out here. Let's shout out to them Pick boys right here. It's another Pickerington, Ohio kid. I always want to give the shout outs to these Ohio boys out here because Pickerington is literally right down the street from the crib. I coached quite a few athletes. We've coached quite a few athletes that have were leaving our Little League youth program and going to Pickerington and playing Pickerington Central, Pickerington North. That put them out. Shout out to Hamilton because I wanted to they were saying Ty Hamilton would be late. And I was surprised he got drafted this high, to be very honest with you. But shout out to Pickerington Central. It's another guy that y'all got drafted. I hope he does well along with Jake Sawyer. He's picked North. This is pick Central. Jake Sawyer's picked North. I thought it would be, I said, don't pick him before third. I seen Jake. I seen him live. I seen him play basketball. I seen him live. I watched him enough. I said, he's more of a third rounder. You pick him in the third or fourth round, you'll be living lovely. What happened? He got picked in the fourth round to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think he's going to be a great addition right there. But shout out to them Pick boys once again. All right, now let's go to this guy because he is another guy where I'm like, okay. Good backup with potential development to a starter, Jaydon Blue. And he already a Texas boy, right? So you know he's gonna want to shine, right? And played in a Texas boy, played for Texas, now get drafted by the Cowboys. He's gonna want to shine. I mean, he's small. You see the game, I have quite long arms. He's a short guy. Under 200 pounds, but you ain't gonna be using him to pound the rock. That's why you drafted that cat in the last round. Not the last round, but second to last pick. He's 6'1", 235 pounds. That's why you got that. And you still have the Miles Sanders and the Javonte Williams. Hopefully, that you don't have to use him. But this is what we want to say about him. Go down here. 4.38. That's we want a speed, right? That's what we want. Want a speed. Yeah, he has Angie. He's been on there way too long. Yeah, so. Yeah, he out of there. But look at this right here. Okay, I wish they would have had them other ones, but that 4.38, that's what I keep on seeing. 4.38 running back. I don't want to show that because they're going to be trying to flag me. But here's right here. And this is Erline predicted him at 3. So this is more value for the Cowboys. And Zerline be damn near spot on with these round projections. Zerline had him at a 3. Dallas got him at a 5. That's why everybody's hyped about this Cowboy draft because they got a lot of value. A lot of the players that they drafted were supposed to be higher rounds, and you got them in later rounds. All right, so this is the thing. Blue played behind very good backs, so his carry count is lower. Great, but he clearly has talent. Boom. Everything he says is true here. Narrow-hipped, linear runner with good speed to threaten wide and attack downfield out in the backfield. He has adequate wiggle in the open field, true, but he lacks base to break tackles. You can see it. That's why he fumbled a lot because he's not one of those bell cow backs. Now, not even close. He's the guy he's the Jahmyr Gibbs of your team. He's the fast guy. You keep his pitch count low. You keep him in there for them explosive plays and see what happens with him. If he's hot, ride him that day, but then you rest him. You don't overwork this kid. He's too little. And it says Blue's lack of tempo and vision inside gets him behind schedule and could limit him how teams use him as a ball carrier. And if you understand it, it's like when you see the offensive line move, the running back is supposed to be the mirror image of the offensive line, so it's a great flow together. He sometimes comes into the hole too fast, comes into the situation bouncing out too early. So it's breaking the tempo of the line, the way they're trying to move and block. He's got to be a guy who's a slower person mentally when he's coming to the line of scrimmage, where he can have that feel. And sometimes what he's talking about, in my opinion, of the feel of the running back, he's not feeling the line of scrimmage. Therefore, his tempo gets off from his line, and therefore a negative play happens for him, or he doesn't hit the hole that he's supposed to, and he's late getting to it. And then that's when you see the linebackers or the linemen are getting to him quicker. So while he can be labeled a change of pace slasher, this is the key for Jaydon Blue. If they work this with Jaydon Blue, he's going to be nasty in this offense. His real value will revolve around his ability to mismatch linebackers and threaten defenses as a receiver out the backfield. I believe when they said they talked to Will McClay, that's one of the things that Will McClay said himself. We want to see him getting out the backfield, getting on the linebackers, and having one-on-one situations. That's what I'm excited about. You got a 4-3-8 guy doing that. You know what I mean? Yes, Murray had the fumbling problem. Zeke did 2020. Zeke wasn't a fumbler to me, though. I think it wasn't a crazy fumble. I think it was toward the end of his career. Yes, the fumbles, we get that, but are we going to hold him to that? Is that what we're going to do? That's over and done with. He does have to get the fumbling past him, because I think he had like 9 fumbles in 3 years, like 4 or 5 in 1 year. So that ain't good. But you don't give him a lot of carries. You space it, run a lot of ball carrying drills with him if you got to do that. But once again, his real value will revolve around his ability to mismatch linebackers and threaten defenses as a receiver out the backfield. If they use that, forget all the other stuff that happened in college. I don't care about that. If they use that, that's going to help this offense. We talked about they need to get explosive. Well, that's explosive. If they use them as a receiver at the backfield, the play action, the play fakes, hit them on the quick screens, bubble screen, however you want to do it. Get him in some space, get him some, because I know Clayton Adams wants to get them guys outside, wants to get athletic guys. So you get them guys out a little bit out on space, boom. Next thing you know, cut back, boom, gone. Span forward, who we talking about with the tight ends? I know we're going with the undrafted, but that's the big back they were talking about from Clemson, Phil Maffa. That's a big guy, 6'1", 230. All right. Let me see what they said about him. He ain't really saying nothing about Shamar James. I ain't going to him. He ain't really saying nothing about Shamar James. Said something about the offensive lineman that they picked up. They said he was good, but he has a ceiling. But he could be a good, like little backup type player. Has a ceiling though. You know what I mean? But overall, draft wasn't bad. Draft wasn't bad at all. Got a lot of good players. I want Jay Toia really to. I really want him to work. I hope it works for him, because he could be the key. I know he's not a guy that can really attack as far as pass rushing, but we need somebody that can be really nasty in the middle, plug that run. Somebody can really hold the point of attack. I'll be seeing now if a Toia shows up and shows out just a little bit. I'm cool bringing Linval Joseph back with him, because Linval Joseph's like big now. Like he's like 340. He's 36. But now if you get me Toia and then you got me with Linval Joseph, I feel better. And then you got Amazi and then you rotate I think Justin Rogers can be okay for some reason. I feel Justin Rogers can be okay. That's why I was glad they got Justin Rogers back. Is that the truth? Is he really that big? I'm gonna tell you right now, Marcus. Did you watch the tape? Linville Joseph was not terrible with Dallas. They just, I mean, he's not body to speak about, but he was not terrible. That's why I'd be cool bringing himself. But if I need to find out if Justin Rogers really 346, 6'3", 346. Okay, I'm gonna pull up these. I'm gonna pull up these undrafted free agents. Y'all keep talking about. I haven't really studied some of them. Let me see. I've been hearing about Trayshawn Holden. What up, B Bird? He probably did. I don't believe in Mozzie. All right, and I'm gonna pay attention to y'all now because I've been talking a lot. I, I've definitely been paying attention. I'm listening to what y'all are saying. I haven't been doing that, like focusing on it. I'm listening to what y'all are saying now. So hold on, just keep talking. But yeah, I was hearing that Trayshawn Holden. A lot of people like him. Got some tight ends on here. Defensive backs with Dallas needs. I heard something about some Zion Childress. Reports say last year camp he outplayed Mozzie all summer. That's why he didn't resign after camp was hot. He didn't make the 53. I like hearing that. I believe it. If we keep keeping it all the way funky, I believe that. Okay, so that's legit then, right, Marcus? That's what I'm talking about. But see, here's the thing. I was mad as hell when they cut Rodgers, right? I'm like, you drafted him, you cut him. I wonder if they would cut him because they were scared he was messing with Mozzie's ego about he could have been starting and they cut him just to get him away so it wouldn't mess up Mozzie's confidence, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they cut him because this gonna mess with Mozzie's mindset, but they got this guy who just came in, he was drafted under him a year later, he's better than you. Politics. See, that's what I'm hoping, and I believe that Shotty's not gonna allow that, but I hope that Stephen Jones crap, because well, we paid him, he gotta play. I hope that's where Shotty can really finesse and get that going, because I hope that don't be going on right here. Because I ain't, yeah, okay. I'm feeling okay. Now, okay. Because see, I didn't know Rodgers was that big. I thought he was like 310, 315. I didn't know he was that big. Okay, that changes my, because like I said, I was so frustrated when they let him go. Like, why the hell did you draft him and you let him go and we don't got no defensive lineman? So it's all come to light. Thank you for the information, Mr. DP Johnson. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to post that for everybody didn't see it. Reports from last year's camp was he outplayed Mozzie all summer. That's why he didn't re-sign after camp. Was hot. He didn't make the 53. Rodgers may surprise everyone. I agree. And I'm going to tell you right now, them Togans ain't playing that. Toia ain't playing that. Yeah, I could see. I would definitely. This is year 3 too, and they showed that picture of Mozzie. And please, I ain't. This ain't the Mozzie diss. I ain't dissing you, Mozzie. Like just the Mozzie diss. But I'm sorry, I just don't believe. Year 3, just because you show pictures of flexing. No, and I don't even need to see you working out. I need to hear about you working out. I need to hear about you getting your craft. I need to hear about you getting better at your craft. Working on your craft. You know, I don't care. I don't need to see 20,000 workout videos. A lot of that stuff just be fake. I need to hear about it though. I need to hear in them secrets and them not them secrets, but I need to hear in them back doors. Yeah, he going hard behind the scenes. He really getting his craft. He really, he really doing his thing. Yeah, I don't know about how John Stevens Jr. That was the guy, the darling. We loved him his first year, but then you got 2 knee injuries. And they drafted these other tight ends. You got to really come back electric to really make that roster now. And you're undrafted. They're only going to mess with that so long. You know what I mean? I think we can have it if Rodgers, if they give him a chance and if he was really doing that, I would see the motivation. They brought him back. I'm going to tell you right now, Toia ain't going to come in there playing around 7th round pick. He's going to come in motivated. You know what I mean? And then even with Ezeiruaku, I feel like Ezeiruaku is for Sam Williams. I mean, they're like, okay, Sam, last year you deal, 2nd round pick, you're coming back from the knee injury. You got this guy named Ezeiruaku who's 16 and a half sacks. I mean, Sam Williams had like 14 and a half his last year, I believe, what Ole Miss. Yeah, 16 and a half, 20 and a half tackles for loss. This might be your replacement if you don't get it together. And you had a little off field. I feel like Schottenheimer really pressing that. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. I get it. You get in trouble. We get it. We'll have a talk. We'll have a conversation. We ain't trying to trip if you do get in trouble. But y'all need to stay out of trouble because we need you on the field. And that's what it is. And I feel like that's why I like Schottenheimer. I think that's why was looking at the draft. Like, I ain't trying to get people who already got them flags where they get in trouble off the field. Because if you was doing it off the field, you're most likely going to do it again when you get in the NFL and you get money. And ain't hating. But if you're getting in trouble off the field for little things, bro, when you get that contract, now you got money that you didn't have, and you got the opportunity to do them things because you're an NFL player now, bro. All of a sudden, you're going to curb that. It's a rarity. It's the rare ones that do that. Ooh, really? I'm going to have to look at him, but he ain't as big as him, dog. But he ain't as big as him, man. He ain't big as him, dog. And that's what I'm looking at. I don't need him to be pass rushing. I need him to hold that point of attack. Is he that 340 that's doing that? But man, I didn't know Rodgers was 346. I got excited about that. Yeah, my dog block Cowboys. I mean, and then this picture I want to show you right here. Oh, I like this. And this is Jim Nagy. You know what I mean? This is Jim Nagy right here. I know it's only one play. I know it's only one play. It still gets you hyped up. That's what I want my guy doing. Get off me. Wow. That's what I want my guy doing. That's what I want my guy doing. For me, that's what I want my guy doing. That's what I want my guy to do. Get back to these undrafted people. So who told me who's the best undrafted player that y'all know? I'm just looking. I'm asking y'all, who's the best one? Give me y'all's opinion. Who's the best undrafted person on this list from y'all? Y'all know anything? I'm just asking y'all. I'm gonna be looking after I get off of here. What up, Sin City? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did. You didn't know what to do. Zion. That's what I was. That's what I. I'm not saying that's what I was thinking, but I had, because they had the other guy from that got drafted in the first round by the Bills, right? I seen him. He was pretty good. So they have some guys over there. I'm about to put up Zion shoulders. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. I want to put him up. I wonder if they took the prospects off. Yeah, I'm about to pull up Zion. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Zion, culture change. Sorry, I'm looking at this stuff. He from Texas too. So do y'all believe? Do y'all believe Overshown's gonna be ready? Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that? They're saying he might, start out and physically unable to perform, but um, man, if Overshown comes back, dog, bruh, I worry about him because, gosh, he had injuries at Texas and it was the knees. I feel like Sean Lee part two. I feel like Sean Lee all over again. Like, damn, every time you get excited, he'll have like 3 or 4 games where he kill it and then bam, injury. That's what I feel like with Overshown. I feel like the Sean Lee syndrome is with Overshown. Seriously, frustrates me because he's so damn good. Like, he is so nasty with him and Michael Parsons, dog. Like, seriously. And Leah Fowl, year 2. Seriously, that's a 3 linebacker. That's a great. Yeah, I'm not even counting on him. I'm not even counting on him. But damn it. What's up, Joe Tranchino from Italy? But man, he's a game changer. I tell you, he's a game changer. They even gave biggest draft steals. Arizaku is one of the biggest draft steals. Yeah, Luther Burn gonna be nice with him. I wonder how Will Johnson's gonna be with him. But I think, yeah, the Bears getting Luther Burden, and they already had DJ, and then they had the boy from last year. I can't remember his damn name from YouTube. I can't remember his. Yeah, 3 of them though. Yeah, they're right in front of me. Rome Duzane, DJ Moore, Romeo Duzane. See, when I was telling y'all that was concerning, like you had like 8, and then you went to like 2, then you hit 14. Ah, yeah, a lot more pass rush snaps. Still, you had only like, I just keep my, I thought it was, because these 2 are identical. Yeah, went crazy on the snaps this past year. That was a great pick right there. I know he had the issues off the field, but damn, the Ravens got Mike Green. What? Yeah, they're gonna be lethal, dog. Yeah, hit that like button. Listen to what Andrew's telling you. Hit that like button. Yeah. Damn, don't get Mike Green. That dog. It's a good pickup. I thought Atlanta had a decent draft. They got two guys can really rush that passer. They traded up to get that. And he's with Jesse Bates. I want to see how Will Johnson is. I wish we could have got him. I know he didn't run great, but he said his leg was hurt. Nasty. I think the Titans got him. Xavier Restrepo. There we go. They got him as a safety. Overall, like I said, I'm going to get off of here, man. What up, Drew? How you doing? Hey, B-Bird, I was telling you about that character thing, man. Isaiah Bond got that stuff off field, dog, and ain't nobody want to touch him right now. That's why I know Dallas didn't, because he got some off still. I think he still got an open case right now. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I won't put nothing on nobody, but I think he got a case going on. Had a case. And I ain't really trying to fool with that. So, but what would y'all give the grade as I get ready to head off of here? What would you be y'all's grade of the Cowboys 2025 grade, your initial grade? I'm going with a B plus because not including the undrafted, just the drafted. I like what they got in Tyler Booker. It's really going to solidify that front. I think that front is going to be one of the nastier fronts again, just like it was back in the day. I definitely feel like it's going to be that. Yeah, they did. I would definitely say they met a lot of things that are really going on with the East, and the East has always been trench work. The East has always been trench work, physical brand of football. That's what the East has always been. You see them loading up trenches again. Because that's what always been the NFC has. The NFC East has always been the trench work, the dirty work, the grimy work, the tough, rough. But yeah, I see a lot of people. Marcus gives it an A minus. Joe Tranchino B. Texas D 903 B plus for sure. Angie Revel Chicks B. Hector Cologne A. Okay, there's nothing in Bond's case. Okay, I don't want to speak nothing on it, so you tell me. I don't want to put nothing on that I don't have information about, so I don't want to say any wrong things. Even Drew gave him a B. Just stopping the run. Still, we got that big boy at the end. We'll see. Still salty about weapons, but we didn't reach for the first time. Yeah. Giants got their QB. Yeah. We'll see about him. JV boy, B boy, B minus. David Cowboy, no receiver, Hurts B minus. Exactly B plus. Hey guys, come on. So impressed and thankful. Looks like they're working on pulling it out of Stevens' hands. Considering we're in the middle of rebuild, everything looks okay. Like I said, the Shoddy effect. That's my hashtag, the Shoddy effect. I hope Mingo can emerge. He's gonna have a lot of pressure on him because that fourth round pick, everybody's gonna be looking at him. But if he could step his game up and be playing with a better quarterback, he would be the key. If Mingo can play like a real receiver, that's just great for the Dallas Cowboys and the whole offense. He can do so many things if Mingo can do that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think everybody's kind of waiting on see what will happen with that. But I honestly thought they were gonna still draft him, but I was like, does he still have that case? Does that case is what's going on? Because that's why I feel like nobody touched him because that right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're gonna definitely have to show us, Angie. You, I feel like there's pressure on you to do it. You said you didn't like the situation in Carolina. You're in a way better situation here in Dallas, and they're gonna give you every chance to do it. Why wouldn't you do it, in my opinion? You know what I'm saying? If you can't do it with this opportunity, you ain't never gonna do it, in my opinion. You just left Carolina. You got a better situation, a quarterback, a better team. You have people that are saying, hey, we want you to do this, so we're going to give you every opportunity. And if you still can't do it, then I feel like the offense will help you to see if you can do it. If you still can't do it, then this your last stop. You ain't doing it in the NFL. For real. I ain't never seen Mingo. You feel me? So I can't say if Tolbert is better than Mingo. Tolbert's okay. He had some flashes. He had some moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had some moments. I think he got like 7 touchdowns this past year, his career high. But like I said, I think we know what Tolbert is. Tolbert's a number 3, not number 2. I don't believe that now. I thought we had hopes for him to be the number 2. I don't believe it now. I feel like he's more of a number 3. So we'll see. We'll see what, we'll see. We'll just see. They hyped that receiver room. They got money available to still sign somebody. We'll see if they trade. I mean, Keenan Allen, I think they still have like 30-something million available where they can sign. That dude ain't gonna cost no more than no 16 million, 17 million. Come on, dog. 1-year deal. If it's worth you trying to make your team better for 1 year, and he can actually help the team and help the offense, then you should do it. Like, that's where I feel like hopefully Shotty has influence where he can say, come on, man, I need that. Because I know he had the influence with that line. So do it. Like, I hope he's seeing what we're seeing with you. Need another receiver. Don't just be saying, Shotty, oh, we like Mingo too. No, y'all might like him, but y'all need another vet, a good vet, a doggish vet. And Keenan Allen still is a doggish vet. And then I feel better with you bringing along, because then Mingo can learn from a Keenan Allen, bro. Why not? Why aren't you doing that? It's just me. I'm about to get up off here, man. Appreciate everybody that was in the building. Appreciate everybody that was on the show. Appreciate the talking, the viewing. Thank you, all the love, all that good stuff. I believe we're going to do the burgers and blitzes tomorrow. Probably might try to do it like we did when we was at work, jump in there for like a half hour. You know what I mean? And make that happen. Make that happen. So just tune in tomorrow for that show. With Mike White, Burgers and Blitzes. We didn't do it today because he had an anniversary tonight. So we're going to get off of here. Shout out to everybody that was in the building. Yeah, I know that. I know all that. So like I said, I know all that you're speaking about. So I don't want him. He too old. I don't want to do that. But appreciate everybody jumping. Why'd you just do that? I don't give a fuck. I got a show. But I will talk to y'all later. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in, and y'all have a lovely Sunday afternoon. Peace.